The introduction. Long ago we had an ancient history. You're probably thinking, which one? Well, all 7 of us were selected to research the Mayan culture.
Long ago there was a little village outside of the Gulf of Mexico. They had a certain government and religion. They had a government like that they would worship the king and believe that the gods were the rulers.
Setting outside of the temple. Greetings, my fellow servants and kingdomers. We have more jobs for our wealthy people only. There will be marketing one day or 2 days a week.
We have made some of the most beautiful sculptures, buildings, and patterns in the world. We built gourd, limestone, pyramids, and temples.
Setting inside the palace.
Sir, would you like some grapes?
Yes, I would.
And some crackers.
Would you like some water, sir?
Yes, I would. Madam, there were many overlands north-south trade routes, but the longest ones were east-west. Some routes covered areas using both land and river transportation.
My daughter, we have a new complex system of writing. There is a scripture on stone, monuments, buildings, and artifacts, as well as 3 or 4 serving Mayans books or Kodiaks.
Like many architectures, there we wanted to build the best, so we would make pyramids like this.
We, the Mayans, have been training for many years. Our way of fortune is very cold. It is called the slash hand burn farming.
Here the temperature is average 16 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 Celsius in the Mayan culture. The end.
Thank you. All right, let me ask a few roundup questions. Do tell us again what the crops were for this particular civilization.
They have corn,
Wheat
and
and berries.
berries.
And what sort of farming did they have?
They use the slash burn farming system.
Can you explain what that means?
It's where they farmed on like the side of a hill.
They would like cut like the bark off the trees and burn it down and clear out the land to make a farm.
Correct. And we got the average climate. And what sort of government did they operate under?
Each city-state had its own ruler.
Okay. And do we know how many subsidiary states there were?
There were
3.
There were many city-states.
Okay. Any animals or did they worship any specific animals?
They worship
like
leopards and cheetahs so they can use the fur to keep warm and stuff, like in the winter.
And does anyone raise your hand if you know what sort of clothing? Raise your hand, don't just blurt it out. Jasmine, talk about the clothing.
They wore very colorful patterns.
Okay, colorful fabrics.
like this. They would use fabric. They'll kind of use fabric off of the cheetah and stuff, and they'll just make their own fabric, and they'll make shirts like this.
Now, who can tell me about I think I heard in your play that there was writing. Who can tell us about the writing? John A., loudly please.
They were like symbols and structures that they use.
Where would you find those?
Like in the temple. It's like they wrote their symbols in the temple, like to worship the gods and things.
I did hear mention of something called a Kodiak. Does anyone have any additional information about a Kodiak? Nikita?
That's their calendar.
Very good. And their main structure for architecture, raise your hand if you can talk about their main, obviously we have a lovely model of it. Okay, so what is that structure? Who can talk about the structure of that? Tyler, you made it. Do you have anything to say? What is it?
It is a temple, and the king normally made sacrifices on the top of it for the gods.
And why was that an important thing for them?
Because if they didn't, then they thought the gods would be mad at them.
I think that concludes all of our objectives for this. Thank you very much. You did a nice job, everybody. One more round of applause. Oh, wait, Savannah, you made some lovely, I forgot about that. Tell us about your lovely bracelets.
They wore jewelry just to wear it. Like, they would make it out of wooden beads and stuff, and yarn.
Very good. Dakota, something to add?
Instead of using gold and fake money, what they would use is beads to buy stuff in the market.
There was one group, I can't remember who used feathers.
Yeah, we did.
Feathers.
We used feathers, and we would use blackberry, the juice when you squeeze it, and we would write on like sandpaper.
Okay. Now, what was more important to them, gold or feathers?
Gold, feathers.
Yeah, the feathers.
It was feathers. In fact, that's how they knew that when the Spaniards came, that they were not from the gods, because they believed that the gods would want to have feathers, and the Spaniards wanted the gold. That's how they knew they were not gods.
They would use like grapes, but real ones. They're blue.
Those are
Blueberries, and they would just squeeze them, and then they'll put them in like a vase like this, but with clay, and they'll leave the ink in there, and then they'll put a feather in there and start writing.
Okay, very good.
And this is the background.
All right, very lovely.
Under the stars.
We can't see it because Janae's in the way.
Good job.